My word, Spurs fans, we needed that result. We needed that result badly because this season has been going down the plug hole, going down the drain, going down the toilets, all those sort of sayings you associate it with something going bad. But I'm not going to be around the bush. Still not an amazing performance from Spurs. Not the best. I mean, this is a Crystal Palace side in a bit of free fall at the moment, not on their best form. Lots of injuries, lots of players who've gone to AFCON. And a lot of players who might leave, you know, you look at Mark Gay, he might be departing the football club very soon. So, yeah, it's one of those results where I guess you take the 3 points and you run because it it wasn't the best, but you think, you know, with all the turmoil that's going on at Spurs, with Thomas Frank, with the players, and all that sort of stuff, and opposition in the table, we just need a result. It's just a result. Football, sometimes at the end of the day, is a results-based business. So you have to take those positives out of games like this. So today, we will be reacting to the game that's just gone. Tottenham 1, Crystal Palace 0 away at Selhurst Park in the Premier League. But before we go any further, if you are new to the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, you just discovered me right here, right now. Get down below, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the video as well, and let me know in the comments down below, what did you make of the game and any standout players, moments? I want to know all your thoughts and opinions. Looking at the stats, I mean, looking at the Premier League table so far, after that fixture, because that brings this round of fixtures, was it match day or game week 18, I should say. Tottenham see themselves 7 wins, 4 draws, 7 losses, 27 goals scored, 23 goals against. Sorry, that gives us a goal difference of 25 points. And then that puts us in 11th in the Premier League after, you know, 2 losses in recent games and some poor performances again. I mean, Thomas Frank said something quite funny ahead of this one. He said that Tottenham haven't put back-to-back bad performances together. I have to disagree with him because I think, you know, again, that was quite a poor performance yet again from Spurs. But I think if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, as I just said in the intro, it's about results. It's about getting points on the board, getting yourself away from, you know, the relegation spots where our London rivals, West Ham, find themselves right now, and just trying to like work our way up, maybe into European contention. You know, if I look at the table right now, we're sandwiched between the likes of Bournemouth, Newcastle, Brighton, Everton, Fulham, Palace, Brentford, Sunderland, Man United. I mean, there's only, who is it? Liverpool 4th on 32. So we're not too far behind. But then when we look at the stats, I mean, a bit of a smash and grab from Spurs. I'm not saying Palace were amazing, but Palace had 16 shots, 2 on target, 62% possession, and we had 38% possession, 9 shots, 5 on target. But again, like, Palace did not really look like they were going to score. I thought Mateta was really poor. Yeremy Pino, I didn't really think their midfield was working it too well. Maybe just Adam Wharton was the standout player from Palace today. Apart from that, quite poor from Oliver Glasner's side, in considering that Oliver Glasner is a bit like one of the names next in line to replace Thomas Frank. I'm a bit confused about that current situation. But, you know, we went 1-0 up at first from a Richarlison goal, which was a really well-worked goal. Pedro Porro across the Richarlison put home, but Bergvall in the lead-up was offside. And I think these sort of offsides are a bit ridiculous, a little bit silly, but I guess it's one of those things where you just got to, like, you know, put it to one side and go, right, get your heads up and go again. And when we actually did go 1-0 up, through Archie Gray with, you know, one of the only goals we really can score this season, a corner, it was quite well worked, well headed back across from, I think, Richarlison. I think Colomani, then Richarlison, and then Archie Gray nods it home. And we needed that really. Because again, like, as I keep saying, at the moment, we just got to get points on the board. It doesn't matter, you know. I'm very on the fence about Thomas Frank at the moment, but that was a painful watch. It was a really poor game. I don't think you'll find a Tottenham fan or a neutral fan or even a Palace fan who would have thought that game was exciting, entertainment, or convincing. And then at the end, Richarlison could have made it 2-0, but again, he was offside. Really good cross from Kudus in the lead-up, but Richarlison is in front of the ball. And then I think Odegaard hits the post. Really good effort. But again, I didn't think Palace offered that much going forward either. Like a draw probably would have been a fair result. But I think in the grand scheme of things, a clean sheet as well is really important because we've been shipping goals the last couple of weeks like there's no tomorrow. Like, it's been absolutely horrendous. So I just think, looking ahead now, looking forward to, this run that we're on, where we play the likes of, I think it goes Brentford away. Then we've got Sunderland, and I'll be at that game, so keep an eye out. I will be there. Then Bournemouth, Villa in the Cup, West Ham, Dortmund, Burnley, Eintracht Frankfurt. That leads us up to the end of January. There's some winnable games there. There's some winnable games there for Thomas Frank, and this is going to be a huge time period for Thomas Frank. Can he turn the ship around at Spurs to really, one, save his job, and two, convince the Spurs fan base that he's the right man? Like, this doesn't mean, this is not me saying, that Ange Postecoglou was the right man, because I still believe that he was right for him to be sacked. But what I'm saying is there someone better out there that we should be appointing? Because even if you look at every manager we've been linked to, whether it be, Iriola or Glasner, they're going through tricky periods. Marco Silva, people praising, but again, jury's out on him still. A good result yesterday against West Ham, but is he the right man? Again, it's like a Thomas Frank syndrome, isn't it? Of like, can these managers actually step up into the, the bigger clubs in the Premier League and get, get results, convince teams that their style of football can work at a bigger club? Because obviously, I'd like to think that Tottenham are a bigger club than Fulham, Palace, and Bournemouth. Based on history, based on recent European achievements as well. So it is a real tricky one. But again, like, I'm not sitting here, I wouldn't put a spin on this and say, this is a massive result. Is this a turning point for Spurs? Because it still looks pretty dire out there. I mean, I've not seen what the XG was in that game, but I can imagine it was, not the best display from Spurs. Again, we didn't have a shot on target, I think, till the actual goal, which is very, very poor. The XG philosophy have not put it out yet, so that must be in the part work for Spurs to see what they got. But yeah, again, it's one of those things where you sit there and you go, Spurs have still got a lot to do. The January transfer window is going to be really, really key for Spurs, I think, because we need to really go out there and sign some top quality players who are going to make a difference. As I keep saying, Palace were a bit depleted, but there's so many raw and good talent out there that Tottenham should probably be exploiting and signing up to really make a difference. But if I look at our current talent and how they did today, as I usually sort of do in these reaction videos, it was okay. Vicario didn't have much to do. I've slated him in recent weeks, but I thought he was all right. Poor Owen Spence, again, I mean, fine defensively. Attacking wise, they didn't really get forward and were able to do much. Van der Ven, I thought, was solid. Danzo, okay. Considering he was coming in for Romero, I think it was all right. Didn't really miss Romero too much. I thought Gray and Bergvall, I'll pair them together. Gray and Bergvall, I mean, I love them. I think they're class. I think they're the future of Tottenham Hotspur if we can keep them. I think Gray just looking more confident on the ball. His first goal in professional football at the highest level, which is really good to see. Really, really like the look of him. And Bergvall, came off but offered legs, offered options. So I really do I'd liked him in that attacking team. I thought he was really, really good. Bentancur, fine, solid enough. Nothing to write home about too much. Kolo Muani was a nuisance, I guess, but didn't really do too much to... I feel like that left wing has got to be another player. I feel like should really fulfill that role in the next couple of weeks. I want to see maybe a bit more dynamic play from that left winger. As for Kudos, similar. I think, he looks good out there. I mean, the cross for the disallowed goal was really, really well worked. But I'm also sitting there going, he's too far wide. He's not cutting in. He's not being able to, do much out there. So that was a bit upsetting, really. And Richarlison, I thought Richarlison looked a bit busy. I've obviously not been kind to Richarlison in the last couple of weeks and months. But yeah, I feel like Richarlison looked a bit better up there. But again, I miss Solanke, I miss Maddison, I miss Kulusevski. I feel like they would offer a lot more than some of this current squad. But yeah, that's what I think of it, the Crystal Palace win. And again, I mean, there's not too much to say. I'm surprised I've got about a 10-minute video out of this because there wasn't really much to write home about. But as again, clean sheet, 3 points. We will not complain about any of that. But let me know in the comments down below, what did you make of the game? What do you think of Spurs' next few fixtures? It's good to end the year with a win. because we haven't seen many of them this year. Especially at home. So we just need to change our home form around, really. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As I said in the intro, leave your like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also hype the video because it helps all the algorithm doing all that good stuff. Until next time, obviously Christmas period is a bit tricky. I might do a little transfer video for you guys in the next couple of days. But I'll definitely try and get a reaction out probably the day after for Brentford. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, as always, hope you all had a good Christmas. Happy New Year as well. I wish you all that at this point as well. But yeah, see you guys later. Up the Spurs and ciao.